Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Fight, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, we are back here at the Baseball 2, talking about trades that are taking place and rumors that are still out there. But before we get into this video, I need you to subscribe and like this video. As you know, this is the Baseball 2. We talk about everything here. And this channel is getting awfully close to getting monetized, getting a few more hours of you watching, and we'll get there. But we do have a trade to announce. Seems that the Anaheim Angels continue to be busy. According to John Morosi, I guess Mark Feinsand, the Angels have made a trade. They traded two prospects, two very young prospects. One is 20 and one is 21. Mason Albright and Jake Madden. And they traded them to the Rockies for Randall Krychuk and C.J. Cron. C.J. Cron finally got traded. Isn't that something? That guy had been on the block for how many years? 20 years? Yeah. But he's been traded. And they've been traded. And obviously the Angels continue to bolster what they probably feel is a playoff team. So this is a rather interesting trade. Been a few trades today. And I expect Monday to be insane. Because about 10 teams are off. 10 teams are off. And as you know, I expect a lot of action with the New York Mets, the St. Louis Cardinals. There are teams that are kind of getting off the boards as sellers. Seems like the San Diego Padres are off the board, as well as the Chicago Cubs of all teams. Amazingly enough. A couple of things. A little rumor that came out just a little while ago that the Atlanta Braves, believe it or not, checked in on Justin Verlander. Now, is that balls or what? But anyway, Verlander has an interesting market. It's not a very big market. And obviously, with the trade of Max Scherzer to the Rangers, they are off the board. But they weren't really on the board, were they? No, they were not. In fact, they weren't even talking about Verlander. But there are some teams still in the mix. People are saying that it's probably like a 50-50 chance. Daniel Dowd of MLB Network, he said there's a 50-50 chance that he gets traded. The way Verlander was talking after the game, it seemed like he kind of wouldn't be. I think he'll waive his no trade depending on where he goes. But to go through a couple of things, the Houston Astros, for instance, came out. The general manager came out, Dana Brown, I guess is his name. He talked in an interview saying that the Astros are looking for relief help. I do have a reliever that I think they're interested in, Brooks Raley. But the Reds have come up, believe it or not. I don't think he would accept the trade to the Reds. Although that would be probably the most talent they could get from any of these teams. I would mention about the Astros, their farm system isn't what it was. It's not as good as it had been. So I'll just keep that in mind. The Dodgers are a team to look at as a team that could bring them as something of significance. And the Giants, they have a big prospect in the name of Kyle Harrison. So keep an eye on him. He's a lefty. I think I believe he's in single A, double A. But keep an eye on the Giants, because the Giants are trending upward, I guess. There was another trade that the Rangers made today. They traded for Jordan Montgomery and Chris Stratton. They sent a bunch of let me see who they sent. They sent a bunch of prospects, the Rangers, to the Cardinals. Their third best prospect, their 11th best prospect, and their 14th best prospect, plus a fringe prospect. So the Rangers are really bulking up. I wouldn't be surprised if they did some more. Also, the Blue Jays made a trade as well. If you don't know, their closer Romano went on the IL. So Jordan Hicks went for two pitchers. Two prospects, Samuel Bersey and Adam Kloffenstein. So he's gone to the Blue Jays. Seems that because the Cubs are off the market, they are not going to trade Cody Bellinger, which doesn't make any sense anyway, because they weren't going to get. His market is actually not very big, quite frankly. There's only one team that was in the market. I would mention about the New York Yankees. We'll talk about the Yankees in a moment. They were losing 7-0 in the first inning to the Orioles. They should think about selling, quite frankly, at this rate. The Marlins are interested in Gleyber Torres, so maybe they move him in a trade. We'll see if that happens. I'll read you from CBS Sports. The Marlins have interest in Yankees second baseman Gleyber Torres, according to NewJerseyNJ.com. The Yankees have set a high asking price. However, starters Edward Cabrera and Braxton Garrett and two prospects. The two clubs discussed Torres at last year's trade deadline, including a swap that would have sent them Pablo Lopez to New York, though they couldn't find common ground. The Yankees need to clear a roster spot for infield prospect Oswald Peraza, who's repeating AAA. Though Torres has been the club's best player other than Aaron Judge, I would mention Aaron Judge did not play tonight. He didn't play tonight. Aaron Boone, it's load management. He played 2 games. So you want to know why the Orioles probably felt like the big monkeys off their back. They have to deal with that monster in the middle of that lineup. The Phillies are interested in Adam Duvall. I should put him on my list. I actually do have him on my list. Let me put the Phillies down on my list. Yeah, so he has an interesting market. Same market that the Mets have with Canna and Pham. And that includes the Braves, the Dodgers, the Blue Jays, Minnesota, San Francisco, and the Phillies, like I said. The Braves made a trade. They added infielder Nicky Lopez from the Royals in exchange for left-handed pitcher Taylor Hearn. Alec Burleson, he almost hit a game-winning home run in the bottom of the 9th for the Cardinals, but they lost. He is on the trading block, so he's a guy that could get moved. Now let's see some other things before we end this video. And in the meanwhile, I need you to subscribe and like this video. So we're going to have a bunch of trades tomorrow, I would expect, and of course up until the trading deadline at 6 p.m. on Tuesday. In all likelihood, I will be on a live stream with you discussing what's going to happen. Just to go through a couple of things, let's go through the list of players we have here. And a lot of these names are going to be coming off the board because the Padres aren't selling and the Cubs aren't selling, which means the remaining players that are on the list that could be moved, their prices are going to go up, i.e. the New York Mets. Juan Soto's off the board, Josh Hader's off the board, Blake Snell's off the board, Scherzer was traded to the Rangers, Tommy Pham's still there, David Robinson got his first save of the Miami Marlins today, he's obviously off the board. Mark Hanna and Tommy Pham have big markets. I would also mention that the New York Yankees are interested in Tommy Pham, but they might be thinking otherwise after this debacle last night against the Orioles. Kenyon Milton, the last guy in the last man standing in Chicago. Paul Blackburn from the A's. Lucas Giolito went to the Angels, obviously. Jameer Candelario, it seems that he has at least 8 teams on the market with him. The general manager said that there are 8 teams talking to the Nationals for him. He'll get moved. I won't be surprised if he went to the Angels or Miami. Those have been the 2 teams I've heard. He's a free agent. That seems to be right up Kim Nang's market. Marcus Stroman doesn't look like he's gonna go because the Cubs aren't selling. Cody Bellinger isn't going anywhere. Jordan Montgomery got traded to the Rangers. Scott Barlow, I don't believe will be moved. Is Kyle Hendricks hurt? Since he's on the Cubs, he's not going to get moved. Eduardo Rodriguez, where's he going to go? I got a bunch of teams on him. Maybe the Rangers are off of this now, since they got Montgomery. Montgomery's really going to be good for the Rangers. Houston, Tampa Bay, the Reds, the Phillies, and the Diamondbacks. We'll see where he goes. Jack Flaherty, I've heard 2 names, Miami and the Dodgers. I expect the Dodgers to make another move at some point. Michael Lorenzen, I've heard Tampa, San Francisco, Houston, Baltimore, and the Marlins. Justin Lawrence, I don't know where he's going. Paul DeJong, I've heard Miami. Kendall Graveman, he went to Houston, back to Houston. Lance Lynn, as you know, went to the Dodgers on Friday. Tim Anderson, I don't believe he's going to get traded. I don't think there's going to be much of a market with him because of how badly he's played and stuff, and his numbers are just horrible. We'll see if Elias Diaz gets moved. I've heard the Yankees, Houston, and Tampa. Dylan Carlson, I've heard the Yankees, Cleveland, San Francisco, and the Twins. Brooks Raley, I've heard the Arizona Diamondbacks for Brooks. We'll see if he gets moved. He has been closing games for the Mets. The last 3 wins the Mets have had, he's closed the games out. Jose Quintana, who's going to be starting his 3rd game for the Mets. We'll see if he makes that start. He's supposed to pitch in Kansas City on Tuesday. We'll see if he makes that. But he's got a pretty big market, believe it or not. Tampa, the Angels, Houston, Boston, Texas. They might be off the board now since the Montgomery deal. The Reds, I can see him going to the Reds or Baltimore. Joe Kelly was moved. Austin Hedges is out there. Rich Hill, who knows if he'll get moved? Maybe. Colin Holderman, I've heard. Mitch Keller. Paul Sewell was supposedly put on the block, but the Mariners seem to be playing much better. But there is rumors that they might move their veterans, even though they think they're still in it. Oscar Hernandez, the same deal as Sewald. Seth Lugo's not going to get moved if the Padres aren't selling. Eloy Jimenez has been mentioned with the Marlins and the Brewers. I don't think he's going anywhere. And obviously, like I said, Lieber Torres has a connection with Miami. And as you know, I believe that Kim Nang was in the Yankees front office when they first got Torres from the Cubs years ago for their former closer, Aroldis Chapman. So you let me know what you think about this video. We're gonna get closer. I hope I ring this bell. I got a bell here, folks. See, I got a bell, real bell, not a fake bell. And I hope you like this video, and of course subscribe to the Baseball Hood too. Thank you, and I'll see you later.